الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Quran Nightly, inshallah in tonight's Taraweeh, we'll be recovering the 25th Juz of the Holy Quran. We'll finish Surah Hamim Sajda, then move on to Surah Shura, Al-Zukhruf, Al-Dukhan and Al-Jathiyah. In Surah Shura, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَلَوْ بَسَطَ اللَّهُ الرِّزْقَ لِعِبَادِهِ لَبَغَوْا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَكِنْ يُنَزِّلُ بِقَدْرٍ مَا يَشَاءُ إِنَّهُ بِعِبَادِهِ خَبِيرٌ بَصِيرٌ. Had Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extended excessively provision for His servants, they would have committed tyranny throughout the earth, but He sends it down in the amount which He wills. Indeed, He of His servants is well acquainted and seeing. This verse, it explains the purpose behind economic scarcity that is one of the major issues in the world today. This is dealt by economists throughout the world to try to fix the problem, in which they develop programs to lead to interdependency and makes human society possible by working together and coordinating. It makes us realize our limits and keeps us from being arrogant, haughty, and from monopolization and from hoarding of goods. And we have seen that very, very openly during this infectious disease that has spread throughout the world. So it's important to realize the great wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The result is that we become thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the bounties we receive and be patient over the things that are taken away from us. And we have to be patient over our desires and our wants that go unfulfilled. However, without understanding and not having a good understanding of this, then what happens is exploitation and oppression will result. This is why we have major economic issues with capitalists who hoard money, monopolize, and they take control over the limited resources that we have and take unfair advantage over others. So for this purpose, it's important to understand that in Islam, the economy must be run fairly and justly. For this reason, the Islamization of economics is so important for the welfare of humanity. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَالَّذِينَ اسْتَجَابُوا لِرَبِّهِمْ وَأَقَامُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَأَمْرُهُمْ شُورَى بَيْنَهُمْ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. And those who responded to their Lord and established prayer, and whose affair is determined by shura amongst themselves, meaning mutual consultation. And from what we have provided them, they spend. The importance of shura, mutual consultation in Islam, is emphasized in all collective and personal affairs in the daily life of Muslims. Whether it is a small group or an entire state, the correct application of it will bring out great benefits for all. The concept of mutual consultation benefits us from the best of individual resources, comments, and ideas, while it brings the members close together, and it solidifies the group as well. This is why the prophetic narration states, the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning His help and succor, is over those who practice mutual consultation. However, shura in its concept is different from democracy. Democracy is generally a system of negotiating between various interests. At the negotiation table, each group will seek to gain at the other's expense. Lobbyists, they have their own interests in mind, and they'll do anything to get their objectives and fulfill their goals. They will even deceive people by lying and using slick propaganda in their campaigns, and they use very vague slogans, and they even, unfortunately, buy votes. The division of the community into political factions is part of the blueprint of democracy, resulting in a permanent divide between the ruling and the opposition groups. All of this is totally contradictory to the spirit and the purpose of mutual consultation, where everyone is working towards the same goal and seeking the greatest benefit for the entire group. It's like the great poet and sha'ir of Pakistan, Muhammad Iqbal. He said, इन ताज़ा खुदाओं में बड़ा सबसे वतन है, जो पैरान उसका है, वो मज़हब का कफन है. He said, the biggest of newly minted gods is the nation state. What it chooses for its cloak is the burial shroud of religion. He also said, जमहूरियत एक तर्ज हुकूमत है कि जिसमें बंदों को गिना करते हैं तौला नहीं करते. Democracy is a system of government in which opinions are counted, not necessarily weighed. Likewise, in Surah Zukhruf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He makes mention, أَهُمْ يَقْسِمُونَ رَحْمَةَ رَبِّكَ نَحْنُ قَسَمْنَا بَيْنَهُمْ مَعِيشَتَهُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَرَفَعْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْضٍ دَرَجَاتٍ لِيَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا سُخْرِيًّا وَرَحْمَةُ رَبِّكَ خَيْرٌ مِّمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. Do they distribute the mercy of your Lord? It is we who have proportioned among them their livelihood in the life of this world, and have raised some of them above others in degrees of rank, that they may make use of one another's service. But the mercy of your Lord is better than whatever they accumulate. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replies to the question of the polytheists and the pagans against the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by telling them that they are not in control of the division of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning the division of prophethood and risala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He chooses whomsoever He wants. That's not up to you. They are not able to distribute wealth among the creation, let alone a bigger decision of guidance for the creation. From this verse, we also understand the natural law of demand and supply. There are various systems like capitalism and socialism in the world today who try to balance economical systems around the globe through determining priorities, allocating resources, distributing wealth, and developing new systems. They are based upon man-made laws, disregarding divine source and ethics. For any governing system to be successful, it must have its laws and economy based upon divine revelations, number one. Then after that, man-made regulations and also moral regulations. This will lead to having a successful economy and a successful system for both this world and in the hereafter. And then we move on to Surah Dukhan, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ مُبَارَكَةٍ إِنَّا كُنَّا مُنذِرِينَ فِيهَا يُفْرَقُ كُلُّ أَمْرٍ حَكِيمٍ. Indeed, we have sent it down during a blessed night, and surely we are the ones who warn mankind. In that night is made distinct every precise matter. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in that night, He measures out to the angels all of those decisions from that year that will take place on earth. And so whatever provisions and whatever deaths and whatever calamities are to befall, etc., all of these matters are brought down to the earth. And so it's important for us to make sure that, especially during these nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan, we seek out Laylatul Qadr and each and every night we make tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He make us among the good people, and those decrees that have been decided are in our favor and not against us in any way. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq. And we finally come to Surah Al-Jathiyah, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَتَرَى كُلُّ أُمَّةٍ جَاثِيَةٍ كُلُّ أُمَّةٍ تُدْعَى إِلَى كِتَابِهَا الْيَوْمَ تُجْزَوْنَ مَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. And you will see every nation kneeling out of fear on the Day of Judgment. Every nation will be called to its record and told what they did. Today, you'll be compensated for what you used to do. So, in this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He talks about, in this verse, the Day of Judgment, and that all of us will be brought to account. In the dunya, many people thought they could get away with certain actions and sayings and deeds, but on the Day of Judgment, all of us will be brought to account and taken into account in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in which total justice will prevail. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the straight path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to recite the Quran, to implement the Quran, and to teach it to others. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.